Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to talk a little bit about a indicator system that I tried today, but before I do that, I just want to talk about Monday Super Spreads. So for you guys that are in thetatraders.com, this doesn't really apply to you, but if you're looking to start learning how to do some credit spreads, this new really low cost service for just $97 a year is going to be something that you really would really find very helpful. So basically, it's in Discord, and every Monday, Lance is going to post his most likely to win high probability credit spread every single Monday in the Discord. And there's also a community chat within the Discord for this service as well. It's called Monday Super Spreads, and it has a 90% win rate over the last year and a half or so. And so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to sign up for this. This is like the lowest cost entry into thetatraders.com, and it's something that if you've been putting off, maybe you want to learn how to make really passive income, these set and forget trades where you're not chasing a guru or anything like that, you're just basically setting the orders and walking away and winning 90% of the time, which is phenomenal. So definitely check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go and see this for yourself. Alright, so the other thing I wanted to mention is if you are also interested in learning how to do spreads and sell cash secure puts, etc., you might want to check out our How to Win 90% of Your Trades in 90 Seconds. Completely free course. Just sign up and you'll get access to that via email pretty quickly. So definitely check it out. If you don't get the email, just let me know. I always put my own email in the description below so that you can email me and say, hey, send me the 90% of your trades in 90 seconds course. I never received it or whatnot. Sometimes the system messes up. Anyway, this last week I started a new indicator system for TradingView called AstralVerse, and I saw this on Facebook. I think that's where all all my ideas for reviewing stuff comes from, is Facebook, and it looked like it was pretty cool. So this is the web page for it here. You can see it's a very typical algorithm where it basically marks up the buy and sell signals. So you can see right here, this is a typical screenshot of the buy sell signals. So you can see it says short here, hopefully, and then the price went down. Of course, they've picked a really nice looking one for their screenshot, right, for the web page. Then it says long down here. I really never did figure out what R over L 1/4 means, and you can see how there's this weird annotation. It kind of put me off a little bit because I couldn't quite figure out what it actually meant. And so you can see the signals appear to work, at least on this particular chart. I'll show you one of the screenshots I took recently of this, where you can see basically the, just let me get back to here. So Astral, I'll go, and I'll show you one of my own screenshots. So something really weird happened. I was doing a free trial for this, and this is one of the best things about this indicator, is there was a free trial for it. And I decided that after looking at it for a little bit that I wasn't really convinced that it was any better than Algo Pro. In fact, it was definitely more expensive, and it also didn't seem to offer any extra benefits to Algo Pro. So I've written a review on Algo Pro. I'll leave a link in the description. This thing is really powerful. They've keep adding to it more and more, and it's something that if you really want to use a good algo, I would suggest this heavily. You can read my full review with lots of different signals and all this stuff inside here, so just check the description for that. So the reason I didn't stick with AstralVerse is it really didn't offer anything new whatsoever. It had this very similar stuff to Algo Pro, except way less. So if you want to really customize stuff, Algo Pro is good. And if you don't, this doesn't really offer anything else. It has the typical things you'd expect. So it has like the long short signals, as the auto-generated profit and stop loss stuff, which you can change to conservative or aggressive or whatnot. Now, the one thing that got me interested in this, and the only reason that I signed up for this, was because of the chop zone stuff, and the basically, because so what happens with a lot of these things is there'll be a chop zone, right? So what happens is when you start going sideways, so this is a screenshot I took. The only reason I'm showing you a screenshot here and not the actual thing on TradingView like I normally do is because when I cancelled it, it just took the indicators off immediately, so I don't actually have access to this anymore, even though I'm still within the trial period. So if you do the 7-day trial, be aware that if you do cancel it, you'll lose immediate access. So just be aware of that. I think it's fair enough if you're not a serious buyer, right? It shouldn't really give you access to the whole trial. But I was a bit surprised. I was hoping to show you guys kind of more, in TradingView what this actually looks like. But luckily I took some screenshots, and this is one of them. This is 5 minutes on SPY. And you can see that this is quite choppy, right? And this is where all these algos start to fail. And you can see this one was a short, and then it went up, and then it was a short, and then it went up, and it was a short, and it barely went down. Then eventually there was a good signal here. But you can see in sideways markets, nearly all of these algos have problems, including Algo Pro. And I thought with this one, I actually thought one of the really cool things was this little box on the left here. So what I did is like, okay, well, I'll only take trades when it says the chop zone is safe, right? So it has unsafe and safe. When it says the chop zone is unsafe, then you maybe can't trust the signals as much, so you might just want to sit on the sideline. So I thought that was a really cool feature on this one. However, in reality, it didn't really seem to help that much. It would just switch from safe to unsafe whilst you were in a trade, for example, or it would, it would just switch. It wasn't like predictive enough. So like you'd be in a trade and it suddenly say it's unsafe, choppy market, and you'd be like, okay, well, it was safe when I entered, so now it's saying it's not, and then the trade wouldn't work out because it become a sideways choppy market. Again, this is mainly on the shorter time frames, so in the longer time frames this isn't as important, so chop zone really only applies, in my opinion, to the shorter time frames. But it didn't seem to be a strong enough selling point for me. It didn't seem to be as usable as it sounds. Like, it sounds like a good idea, like, okay, I know when to sit out, because that's people's biggest complaint with most of these algos, is that it's just like when the market's choppy it just doesn't work. But how do you know when the market's choppy? Well, I thought this would be a good part of the system, but honestly it didn't really help that much. So they have all the usual features like automated support and resistance, dynamic channels, things like that. Quite customizable, but not nearly as customizable as something like Algo Pro. They say they have these data-driven long and short signals. Of course, they show the thing here. They have some of their main statistics here. So this is an alright one to try. Honestly though, it's not the best value one out there. I'd say Lux Algo is better and Algo Pro is better. You can see the prices for this if we click get started here. It's not cheap. So if you look here, you get lifetime access for $2,000. Well, Algo Pro's only $149 for lifetime access. So this is extortionate, really, in comparison. And given that it really wasn't much better at all, in fact, I'd say it was significantly worse in some ways, I'm not sure whether I can really recommend this or not. I did this one, the monthly access pass with the 7-day trial, but I knew pretty quickly it wasn't something I was going to stick at, so I cancelled the trial, thinking that I'd still have a couple of days to test it and do a video like this one on it and show you on TradingView in more detail, but it cut me off straight away, and the Astral stuff disappeared from my TradingView. So anyway, I don't really recommend it. If you really want to, I'll leave a link in the description below and you can check out the 7-day trial. Check out the website and see what you think. It'll be interesting to get your guys' opinions on this one as well. But overall, not as good as Algo Pro or Lux Algo. More expensive, as I'm usually finding. Like, Algo Pro has been the cheapest one out there for, that I've been able to find. Sure, you can do a week pass for $20 to test it, but you also get a 7-day trial on this one, so you could just do a free trial instead of a $20. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I've really got to say. I think check out Algo Pro if you've not already tried it. It's one of the best out there. It's best value for money I've ever found. And make sure that you come and check out the Monday Super Spreads. This deal actually ends tonight at midnight, so if you want to join this, we're never going to offer this really again. Well, I mean, we might. I don't like to say never. But $97 to get these credit spreads every Monday that work 90% of the time, have a high expectancy, and have a positive profit factor, then I would definitely check this out before midnight tonight if you're watching this on June 30th before midnight. Alright guys, hopefully it's helpful and I'll talk to you soon.